Welcome to our fourth edition of Evolve with James. This is Erica.
Hey guys,
That's Erica.
that's me.
This episode is sponsored by Grey Goose. Well, not technically, but we're going to start drinking some right now.
It could be one day.
Maybe. You never know.
You never know.
So, we're going to start
Thumbs up.
with a shot.
Oh Lord. Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's nice for 12:15.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Perfect.
Grey Goose, man.
Nothing like a shot of good.
Nothing like a shot of Grey Goose.
We still have this from Jonathan, some tequila too.
Good stuff.
I don't know what that is. I got my leftist tears cup here.
Got your Four Horsemen coffee?
No, I don't. Jared hasn't sponsored the show yet, so I'm
Jared,
I'm
gotta
going with
get on
Folgers, just Folgers right now. He hasn't sponsored the show yet, so Folgers it is.
Gotta get on that, man.
Sorry, buddy. I said may or may not the first episode.
You did. You did.
So what I want to talk, Erica, as she is a nurse,
I am.
and didn't you start right around coronavirus?
No, I had been a nurse for like a while. I had been a nurse for like a year and a half, and then COVID hit, and it was just absolute fucking madness. I worked in a pediatric ICU, so it wasn't nearly as bad, but like they were floating us to adult ICUs, and like kids kind of got hit like after, like they had more of like the post-COVID effects, like the cardiac effects, like the myocarditis, especially like when the COVID vaccine came out too, like so many teenage
but you didn't have
boys.
any kids with myocarditis before the vaccine started.
Like never. It was
None.
like very rare. But like when that Pfizer vaccine came out and like it's like they opened it up to teenage boys, we had like at least like one or two per week. Like, and
Isn't
that's
that
the shit
insane?
that they don't tell you.
You know what's funny? It's like, and you're like one nurse.
Yeah.
So all the nurses seeing this, are people just scared to talk about it?
I think so. And it's like, I don't know, I kind of have a hard time because I'm like, am I just seeing it so often that I think that it's like happening more than it actually is? Or like, am I actually seeing it and just no
You
one's
think you're the
talking
only
about
lucky
it?
person that's catching that shit?
No, probably not. But
Well,
like
that's
in
what
my
I'm saying,
head,
like-
I'm like, I don't know, like I see like all
You
the
don't want to
terrible
overthink
things.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they don't want to talk about it because I think that they just want to be like, oh, here's a vaccine. This is gonna fix everything, and like, it's not.
I don't think any vaccine fixes anything. I mean, look at like chicken pox. Like, did you get chicken pox?
No, I never did.
Giacomo didn't either, and you won't because everyone, like I had it, everyone else had it, and we've had it for so many years that it kind of like our bodies became immune to it.
Yeah.
Which is what your people that didn't get vaccinated with COVID were seeing. Like, I had it at least 3 or 4 times, and every time I have it, Seta had it like 3 weeks ago and didn't even know it.
Oh yeah.
Like her office had it, so
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they took it, but she didn't even know it.
No, I've
So,
had it. I've had it 3 times, and it's like the first time kind of sucked, but the other
Yeah.
2 times it was just like a really
Your
shitty
body got
cold.
used to it.
Pretty much.
That's strange, yeah. You know, I was curious about that, like what you see in the hospital with the kids. That's interesting. That, you know, especially since like during COVID, because they can't say it was because of COVID because those kids didn't have myocarditis
Right.
the first year of COVID.
Right.
Not until the vaccinated year,
Yeah, that was
and
when it
then
really started
it's starting to come out.
happening.
It's really strange. I mean, it's not strange. It's
Yeah.
Let's do a shot to that, actually.
Oh, so okay. You're gonna put the water to the side.
Put the water to the
Put
side
the water to the
for a
side.
second. This is fuck you Pfizer shot. Exactly. We've never really made anything that's
shot.
fucking been worthwhile except a lot of your stockholders rich.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
That's wonderful. Okay. So now what do? You're doing so
I am.
the whole COVID thing is, I mean, aside from myocarditis, like what are you into now in the hospital? What
So I deliver babies. I'm in labor and delivery, and
fun is that?
it's
Did it make you not want to have a child now?
yeah. Between that and Peds ICU, I'm like, shit, man. Do I really want to have a kid?
Is it the
But-
problems or is it the people that are having children that don't deserve to have kids? Are you seeing like a horror show of children being born?
Oh yeah, like there's so many kids that
You'd
like.
be a great mother though.
Well, thank you. I think I would be too, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you see all these people that like should not be mothers. Like, I had this one woman.
Can you imagine
like,
you change your mind at 50 and it's too late though?
Oh yeah, I would never. Like you would not catch me dead having a kid after like 40.
That's what I'm saying. But you want to just.
Way.
That's why like I was really careful with said. I told her I was all for it if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her. She was 40 and she was just because of her age.
Yeah.
She was she kind of. But I really wanted to make sure like she didn't want to because I didn't want her to like throw that back at me.
No, I know. You
5 years from now, like, oh, you didn't
it.
want to. I'm like, no, I told you. I was all for it if you wanted to, but
right.
Because that's not something I think a guy should not decide. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, I don't want you to have a child. But you take that from a woman that she can't ever get back.
Yeah, no.
Giving life, like, we can't do that. Mm-hmm. No matter what the trans community thinks. I'm not hating on you people. You just can't have fucking children.
This is true.
If you're a guy, you can't have children. That's it. I'm sorry. It can't happen. And you know that deep down inside. You know what I mean? It was the craziest part. Like, they fucking know.
No, they do. They totally do.
They might type it and put it online and pretend they go to these rallies, but they know they can't have fucking kids because they have a dick.
Correct.
Or if they cut it off, they still they don't have a womb.
Yeah,
I don't care what they do, it's never gonna happen. No. If it's possible, we could put us into some other type of mammal, fertilize. You know what I'm saying? Egg into a monkey, into anything, right? And it would be able to grow. With a fake womb, like it can't happen. It does not work.
It does not work like
You will not feed the fucking thing.
No.
It'll just die in there.
Yeah, it won't even grow.
No, it'd just be like this. Yeah, be like a little miscarriage.
Yeah.
They just put it in, it dies.
It just dies.
So you can have a miscarriage. That's about all you can have.
Yeah, that's about it.
Isn't it crazy if people? I've heard of crazier shit if they would like in vitro eggs into them, and they would just die. I don't know if they're like fake vagina.
In their face.
It's not impossible, right? So and they would just bleed out. And they'd be like, "Oh, I have my period."
Yeah.
Like you
just don't have anything.
No, you just destroyed an egg that was
a
fertilized.
perfectly good egg.
Yeah, like I mean, is that if it's fertilized egg? Should that be? No, because you can.
Well, no, because it could be a fertilized egg, but it needs something to implant into. If it has nothing to implant into, it's not going to grow. It's just going to come right out. Yeah, it needs the uterine wall to latch onto.
Yes, it would just be a little blob of nothing.
Yeah,
Bunch of cells.
Yeah, just a
couple cells. How so like I was about your job, like is it weird to see like 1,000 vaginas all the time?
Yeah, I see a lot of vaginas every single day. It's very interesting, and it's like women come in for like.
Are you wondering? You seen it like you're like how far? What's the biggest stretch you've seen?
What do you mean?
Biggest vagina stretch. Like,
I saw.
You've seen like a big baby, or some kids that are baby. Like,
I've seen a 10.5-pound baby come out of a vagina, and it's like crazy.
She's never gonna be normal again.
No, but then it's also like her like 4th or 5th kid, so kind of just like.
Did he fall out? Kind of like slipped out.
Some of them do. Some babies, like the women, like aren't even pushing, and you're like, stop pushing. They're like, I'm not, and it's just like.
It's just coming on out.
Yeah, no, like the process of childbirth is like I have so much respect for it. It is so crazy, but it's just like, man, it's disgusting.
Giacomo's mother, my ex-wife, like she's probably gonna kill me if she saw this. She had to be like sideways with her legs up.
Yeah, you have to.
And like this, like it's like a clam, like a leg.
Yeah.
And then he came right out, but like every other way, he wasn't coming out no matter what. It was like a whole day.
It's because sometimes the head gets stuck in a certain way.
Yeah.
Sometimes the shoulders
just an
get
angle
stuck,
of it.
which is like an emergency. Like when the shoulders get stuck, it's an emergency. Like you'll see the head come out, and the head kind of like retracts back in because that like.
Is it crushing the head? Is that why they have to pull out?
No, it's just because the shoulder is stuck behind the pubic bone. So it's like we have to do crazy maneuvers to.
So why is it dangerous?
Because the baby's head is out, but the rest of the body's in. If that baby is stuck, it's like it's kind of in the middle. It's not really getting its like nutrients.
Oh, true.
It's not getting well oxygenated. And it's like really dangerous. It's almost like you're strangling them. And it's like
even though the head's out, you're strangling it.
Yeah, because it's like not getting proper nutrients, oxygenation. So it's like it's a legit emergency.
Isn't that weird? Do you ever wonder, like, how we can survive in an ambient sac with water, but we can't breathe underwater now?
I know, it's insane. I've actually seen babies born in the amniotic sac, like intact. It's pretty cool.
What?
Yeah. Like it's
just
like born in the sac.
Just,
yeah,
you're like, boop, boop.
Yeah,
Your finger?
No, they usually do it with like a little scalpel or like whatever.
Yeah, because it's kind of strong and it just.
But it's like
explodes.
that's the coolest thing to see.
I saw a dog. Like that. That's about it.
In a sack.
Yeah, in a sack. It was kind of weird. I thought it was dead. I was like, because I never seen, it came
you're
out.
like,
It was
how
like this
does it
big
breathe?
blob. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to eat it.
Like, what?
No, I didn't want to eat it. It was just fucking weird. It was like, what the fuck is it? Like fucking big glob of glue.
I know, it's
And then like you cut it off, and it's like, and then it was a little puppy, but a baby's even weirder.
Yeah, babies are. It's just weird.
That's so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Jewish people like keep something of the baby?
Well, they do like the bris, which is like the cutting of the foreskin.
They keep that,
I
right?
think that they do.
It's so weird.
It is weird.
Brock, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
To let us know.
What about that?
What's going on with that shit? That's
What about
weird.
that foreskin?
Brock, do you still have yours? You have a necklace of it? Is that
I'm gonna
your,
go no.
is that what your necklace is made? He's got a foreskin necklace around his neck.
Yo. That'd be an interesting necklace, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, if it was really dried up, it might not look like anything. You'd be like, yeah, it's a
Maybe
skin.
not. Yeah.
Like, is it? You're Jewish, right? Well, is it your
You're
foreskin?
Jewish, right?
Is it your foreskin?
What is it?
That's so strange. What's the worst delivery you've ever seen?
Worse in terms of disgusting? Or
Disgusting.
In terms of,
Just
like,
disgust.
well, I mean, as most of you, like, women shit while they give birth, because it's like,
Oh, yeah,
to
you're
be
just pushing.
in
Yes.
the right spot. Like, you push like you're pooping. Like, that's literally what I tell them. Like, think about being the most constipated ever and try to just push that baby out.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, there's just been so many where the baby just comes out in, like, its own shit, the mother's shit, and then you have to get, like, handed this baby that's just covered in, like, baby and mom shit, and it's like, I've gotten so much stuff on my scrubs, you have no idea.
It's
I've
so
gotten,
gross.
oh, actually, the other
Giacomo was
day,
such an easy. He just came out. He was nice and clean. It was weird.
oh, yeah, no, I've had some
He was
gnarly
just
ones.
perfect.
We also have to do, like, sometimes, like, the head, like, gets stuck, and, like, the
He
mom's
smelled
just
so
not...
clean too. It was weird.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. I tell you, it was weird. I mean, they washed him, but it was like literally 30 seconds. It wasn't like they did this little, the ear thing where they, whatever they check the ears, they pop. What do they do? Something. They do something. They put something in his ear.
Not right away, in his ear. No, you mean
No.
the eyes.
Oh, the eye, whatever. Yeah,
It was like the
fucking
ears.
12 years ago.
No, I know,
13
I
years
know.
ago.
No,
But it
you
was
did
just
the
like
eye.
they like checked him, but they had him. I don't even know what they washed him. It wasn't like a tub of anything.
Well, because
there.
you don't, like, wash the baby until they're 24 hours old.
Oh,
They
okay, so
lose
but he
their
smelled
body heat.
clean. It was weird.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there are some babies like that, but for the most part, they're just, like, gross. They're covered in that, like, white, cheesy-looking stuff called vernix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a gnarly process. I've had every bodily fluid on me at some point in
God.
any way, shape, or form. So,
Oh, that's fucking gross.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you had a kid, like you to do it to something else. Now it's like your turn.
No, I know. And, like...
Shit on somebody else now.
Well, if I ever was going to have a baby,
Eat
I would
Taco Bell for
totally-
4 days before I give birth.
I would totally give birth at the hospital I work at, so, like, I would totally want my coworkers to deliver my baby, so hopefully they don't get too mad at me if I shit.
And you got to work with them forever after that.
I know, yeah. And, like, it's funny because, like, my doctor, like, I literally work with her, and it's like, you've seen my vagina, and I work with you every single day.
It's so funny.
And it's, like, weird, but I'm also like, I don't know.
Yeah, women are a little different like that. I mean, you guys go to the bathroom together, so it's...
Yeah, we do.
When guys do it, it's because you're doing cocaine.
Oh, yeah. When girls do it, it's just normal.
Yeah, it's normal. It's
Like, who
normal.
needs to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I think it was like Maddie went in one day with like Seta and some at the gym. Like fuck,
In the gym?
I think she needed a tampon or something. I don't even know.
Oh, just...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know unless she. I don't know.
That's fair.
It was
I don't know.
funny.
Girls do that. It's not weird for girls.
Yeah,
Like, I've done that. Like, go out drinking, go to the bathroom together. I don't know. It's not that weird.
it's your hangout.
It's your hangout, yeah.
Oh my god. What? There were some like weird questions I had. Okay, so I'm gonna skip from that for right now. So I'll go to your lifting a little bit because
You don't want to talk about vaginas anymore?
no, because they're all gross vaginas that you
That's
touch.
true.
So it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
Me either.
You're like, me neither. Tomorrow you gotta touch them again.
Yep.
I
I've had a week off. Now I gotta go back.
have no
Monday.
vaginas.
Yeah.
This is a weird question. So like, you're always touching other people's vaginas.
Yeah.
Do you ever touch your own?
Yeah.
Okay, no, maybe you're just tired of it.
No.
Tired of touching vaginas.
No.
Okay.
I gotta tense my own vagina. I
Yeah, sure.
don't know. Can't neglect my own. I don't know.
It'll feel bad. It's like touching
Yeah.
everyone else but me.
It gets jealous. I don't know.
Oh God, that was. I don't know if I got a little embarrassed asking you. It was just funny.
You got embarrassed?
No, not embarrassed,
You
but
get
like
embarrassed.
I know it's weird, but I was like, it didn't seem as crazy in my head until I said
So you
it.
said
My
it
mouth
out loud?
opened up, and I'm like, that's pretty crazy.
That's alright.
Even the teddy bear and the llama are like, what the fuck did you just
What
say?
are they doing over there?
Probably fucking
Oh,
interspecies sex.
yeah, that's alright.
So how did you you know what? I'm gonna save that for another day. I do want to talk about vaginas.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about.
Alright.
Do you like doing that job?
Not really.
Why do you hate it?
I just I don't know. It's just not.
Or is it just?
It's just
Because
not
it could be you
fulfilling
just
to
get.
me. Like
What's fulfilling in the
Like
medical field?
I don't know. Like being in the ICU, that was like the most fulfilling thing to me. It's like I know
Watching
labor and
somebody's
delivery.
last breath.
No, it's not always that. Yeah, I love that. I live
You're
for
like,
that.
I'm gonna steal your soul, bitch. It's like the last
To a-
fucking,
To a
they're dying.
3-year-old, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe not as a 3-year-old, but like, like someone's
That's what I
dying. You're
dealt
like,
with.
where's the money at? What is
Any dying wish.
your wife's a fucking cheating whore.
Well, no,
Tell me your bank account number right now. I'll
Dude,
make sure she has no money.
I worked with children.
Oh, just children in the ICU?
Yeah, I worked in
Oh,
pediatric
wow.
ICU. No, I mean I did have like some
Well, that's
20-year-olds
horrible.
and stuff, but no, like I don't know. It's just fulfilling in a different way. Like
Well,
I know
working with
that
kids.
like
But
I
isn't
know-
that a whole nother scary thing? Could
It
that be why
is,
you're worried
but-
about having kids? Watching kids
Oh,
fucking die?
Yeah, it's more
Or things that
that
they don't deserve to die from?
1,000%. It's more that than labor. Like I don't know. I could get past like my vagina ripping a little bit. You just sew
Yeah.
it back up. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's whatever.
No, it's
Things
stretched.
look fine. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I don't know. It's more so that. But like I don't know. It's like part of me still
'Cause
just
I
like
was
wants to go
paranoid.
back to that. Like I still want to just go back to like being with kids.
Oh,
and
you're
it's, like,
working with
it was
kids instead of fucking
terrible.
horrible women that don't take care of their kids.
yeah,
that are
pretty
banging
much.
out kids left and right.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. So many labor and delivery nurses like, oh my god, this is the most amazing job and bringing kids into the world. And it's like it is, but that's just not what does it for me. Like that's not what fulfills me. Like to me, like I'd rather like
Are you
help a
bringing kids
child-
into the world, or are you raising somebody's somebody's paycheck by a
that-
welfare check?
Sometimes it's that. Like I had a woman tell
You
me
know.
that she literally is having this kid so she can get higher up on her
Oh,
like apartment
God.
thing or like whatever. It's like fucked up the reasons why people have kids, but I don't know. I want to go back to that like specialized care of like children and like being there for them. And it was so hard to like take care of them for months only to have them pass away or whatever. But you did have so many kids that like did well too, and it's like
That made it?
I'm still like friends with like 3 of them on Facebook that I
Oh,
took
that's
care
cute.
of them for like months and months, and it's like it's so nice to see that they're like doing well now, and
Was
it's
it
like,
cancer or?
yeah,
was
like
it-
cancer. This one kid just had his like organs fail for like pretty much no reason, like 15 years old, and just came in like multi-system organ failure. It was fucked up. Like he was
What was
really
wrong?
really sick. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was like on ECMO.
There's
and
something. Yeah, I can't remember. There's
dialysis and-
where your body is actually fights. It's like you're fighting the white blood cells.
Mhm.
So I can't remember what the fuck it's called. So your body's
There's
fighting
so much,
that.
So much.
So it's fighting the white blood cells. So it's instead of them repairing your body, it's not. It's basically breaking it down so all your organs start to fail.
Yeah.
The
I don't
fucking name
remember
of it.
exactly what it was. I don't know, but he was sick as hell. And I had like these other like.
So what'd they do? They were just pumping him with white blood cells.
No, like he was on everything. He was on ECMO.
Nothing was working?
ECMO is basically external heart and
Yeah.
lungs. It's a machine that
Just- it
basically
made a
is just living for you. And then
Yeah.
he was on dialysis. We were cleaning out his kidneys, whatever. And
He was
yeah,
like a robot.
pretty much. And he was just, we put him in like, you put them in like a medical coma so that they can't be aware
Yeah.
of anything. You sedate them, you paralyze them so that they can't pull out their brains too. And it's like, yeah, it's really fucked up, and you do everything for them. You know, bathe them, and you have to move them with all this like crazy shit attached to them, and it's like,
Fuck.
yeah, and you have like a million meds.
And he
here.
came out of that. Is alive.
Yeah, and he's fine. He just needed a kidney transplant, and think he's fine. Like literally doing so well.
Was it the kidney transplant was because of what was wrong?
Yeah, because everything
Okay.
happened. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I know. So it's like you have things like that, and it's depressing as fuck.
But it's also good,
like so
because he survived
insanely fulfilling, and like I still get to see.
You got
his
to save a
progress,
life.
and
Like a little superhero.
a little superhero. Like I don't know, I just don't get that same feeling with labor and delivery. Like it's like I deliver a baby, and like some people I connect to more than
Yeah.
others,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, but for the most part,
Well, it
it's
pops
just-
out. You don't know if it's going to be a serial killer one day or not.
pretty much, and I only take care of it for like 2 hours after it comes out. I'm like, all right, go to
You're
another
gonna
baby.
you're gonna end up.
You gonna kill
You know, you
someone?
could be like, I just saved you from being on Epstein's Island. Don't worry, you don't have to be on it
Honestly,
now. You're never gonna be on Epstein's Island.
you're never gonna do
You're
it.
never gonna have to whisper that in their ear. Little precious. You're never gonna go to Epstein's Island. It's all over. Unless someone else buys the island, and who knows? Maybe.
Maybe. You never know.
Maybe they will end up there.
Maybe. You never know.
Do you, are you, what do you think's going on with all, like, the train derailments and everything?
Train derailments?
Yeah, like in Ohio, the trains.
I'm
know
really
what's going
bad.
on.
I remain like kind of blissfully unaware with a lot of this shit, so genuinely I don't even know.
Okay. Then I'll just ignore that question.
It's just
Yeah, pretend I didn't ask that one.
Whatever.
What do you, what did you do before you started lifting?
Nothing, honestly. Like
Nothing growing up? No sports or no nothing?
Well, I did, but like I don't know, I never really had like the self-confidence to like actually like go and like be on a team and do stuff because I like never really thought I was good enough. Like I always like I played so many sports with my cousins. Like I did like softball and I like played basketball with my cousins and we played tennis. I did gymnastics. I did martial arts growing up. Like I did a lot of things, but I never actually like committed to one thing. I think I was just kind of too afraid. And like I played volleyball in middle school, but like once I got to high school, I was just too timid and shy to break out of doing any of that. And the guy that I was dating at the time, like he like didn't do anything either. He just played video games. So I was like, oh okay, like it's cool if I
This
just
is
like
normal.
sit
Play
around
video
and play
games for nothing, yeah.
Right. So like I grew up like, and I was with him until I from 14 to 22. So it was like
So strange.
yeah. So I just didn't
Did
really do
nothing.
anything because I kind of led by like I kind of grew up with him, so like he didn't
Yeah.
really do anything. So not that that's an excuse, and I should have done something
Yeah.
sooner, but I just didn't think to because I thought that was like the normal, and like his friends didn't really do much physical activity and stuff either. So
How do you think powerlifting's changed you?
Oh, I am like so much more confident of a person. Like I just feel so much better about myself, and like it's just nice to have.
Because I met you that one day and like I talked to you for like hours, and you seem like so gun ho about it, but I really don't know the Erica before. You know what I mean? I got real
No,
close
like,
to
at
you
that
real fast, but
point-
I didn't know you at all before.
No, like when I first met you, I was like very lost. Like I felt very lost in myself. I felt like I had nothing to like work towards because all my life academics has been my life. Like
Yeah.
I graduated
So now you
like
have
the
your
top
job.
of my nursing class. Like everything in my life was academics, and like that's the thing that I always worked
Pushed,
towards, and I
yeah.
had nothing really
was over.
else to like work towards.
She's like, nah,
And,
just
like,
go to work and come on.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't really see myself going back to school right now or anything because I mean I'm like happy with being a nurse.
Where you
and
are.
I don't want to say being just a nurse, but like I'm happy with that.
No, I mean, because
So-
it doesn't, yeah.
But yeah, so like when I met you, I was kind of at a point where like I went through a lot that summer. Like my grandpa passed away, and it was hard. Like he was on hospice, and it was hard taking care of him. And I just felt like I lost like so much of myself from that. And I was like, I need to do something to like help find myself and help, just like I don't know, help me get through this time almost. And I was like, I just want to do something healthy. Like, I didn't want to like I
Yeah.
didn't want to like drown my sorrows in weed or alcohol or like
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, I need to like do this in like a healthy way and like feel better about myself too. Cause like I gained a lot of weight at that time and like even just throughout
No,
the
you were a lot
pandemic.
heaver than, but
No,
I don't remember
but,
if you,
like,
but you
I
looked
wasn't-
bigger.
I would say number wise, I wasn't really much heavier. Like I
Body-
was like about
Body
like, 8 or 9
dimensions. You
pounds.
had way more body fat.
Yeah, definitely. But like now I can tell like my body is totally changed. But I don't even want to say I did it just for like my body changes. Like I just wanted to feel good. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to feel part of something. And like being with you guys has been the fucking greatest. Like all of you guys are literally so amazing, and you just
It's
like
funny.
all
You know what's funny?
my
It's like-
family.
We never, like, all of us, you, like, take all of us, the age differences and every different walk of life.
It, like,
Like,
doesn't
we
even
never
matter.
would have hung, I know it's funny, but we never would have hung out
No, separately.
separately. Like, if we
Never.
met in a store, we would have ignored each other. But, like,
Yep.
the fact that we're all together, everyone's really close.
And it just works no matter whether you're 17 or 46.
It's
like
crazy.
it literally doesn't matter. It's like I
Right?
don't know. It's just I don't
It's
know.
we're like a little family. And I don't know, like, I wanted to bring the hit because there's nothing like that. You know, like, the neighborhood I grew up in, like, we were all close.
Mhm.
Even the older kids, I mean, I was younger. They got us beer.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They were like in their 20s and they got us beer and we would hang out. It was just like my old school neighborhoods where, they took care of each other. I remember there was I think we were 15 and my friend Sam slept with some girl that was dating some guy at the school next to us. So like all these people came to my fucking parents' house. I mean, I was like 15 years old. And like 12 people, they had these big pickup trucks and they came to like beat us. And I'm like, fuck. So it's like me, Chris, my brother, and I think his brother Jamie, and Sam. So like we're there, and all these guys get out of the truck, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, so I called my buddy Dan. Dan, I think Dan Joss, and his brother Billy was home, and his other brother Fred, and people started coming out. These guys that were in their like late 20s or 30s, and they came down to the house. So we came out, and they were like, yeah, and these guys, and that was it. Like this guy Stan beat the fuck out of this one kid. The kid was like 19. He was still in high school, but beat the fuck out of him out in the street. And all of them like got in the car and just left, and that was it. There was no more arguing.
Wild.
They just left us alone.
It was just settled.
I mean, ultimately, it's like Sam didn't rape his girlfriend.
No.
You know, she cheated on him. I mean, you can be mad at Sam all you want, but she's the whore. Yeah, like she is the one that did it. Like he didn't hold her down at gunpoint, but like you're gonna fuck me. Like
right.
She was dating somebody. She went outside of her school where she wouldn't get caught, and she fucked someone else, and she got caught. Yeah, she got caught.
Don't bitch.
And there wasn't cell phones or social media back then, so like getting caught is unlucky. Back then, you could almost try to get caught. So she did something stupid. I don't even know how because I've never talked to him since then. But like, can't remember his name. But yeah, she did some dumb shit to get caught. How do you get caught then?
Yeah, literally. There's no traces.
Different school, different town.
She was just whoring it up.
Yeah, she was probably banging everyone. He's probably following her for a while and didn't realize it. Banging everyone.
All of you guys got beat because of it. That's not fair.
We didn't beat at all.
Oh, well, you beat them?
No, they didn't get to beat us. They wanted to fight us, and then I said, Stan beat the fuck out of the kid. Yeah, because like the girl was like, and the thing is, the girl was like 17. I think we were 16 and 15, and her boyfriend was 19. So I don't even legally he should have been sleeping with her. 19, 17.
Was it 17?
Yeah, it is 17, 2 years. 17. Yeah, so yeah, he can.
No, that's not as weird.
No, it's not.
Like it would have been weird if she was like 15.
And he was a big guy.
17.
He was big.
Yeah.
And but Stan was an adult, and kids forget that sometimes. Like adults that fight their whole life, you just can't beat that. It's no fucking.
There's no way.
You've been fighting for 3 years. Huh? I've been fighting for 5. You fought kids your age.
Yeah.
Good luck fighting someone who's been fighting for 20 years. You're gonna get destroyed.
Have fun with that.
But yeah. So that was I don't even know how I got to that point of that. I think there wasn't. Oh, just my life. Yeah, it was just just random shit. Yeah. Whores, I think. I don't know.
just
whores. We got to it's a whore discussion out of nowhere. Oh, so no, the closest to my neighborhood. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
It turned into whores.
Yeah.
So like
so
I kind of translated to whore. I wanted to so I just wanted to kind of like put something like together. And the gym I came from, Blood Iron Barbell in Syracuse, was it was not as nowhere near as close as our gym. There was like a cohesiveness there, but in terms of, and some people hung out outside of the gym, but like we are by far.
Yeah, we're like all.
Yeah, it really is where everyone goes. Really cool. And there is other gyms like that, but like we've superseded that. I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
like all of us.
It's awesome to like have like a community just to like go to and like completely be yourself. Like I don't know, I'm fucking weird.
Yeah, no one's gonna judge
you. I'm a weird ass person, but like so is everyone else.
Yes, Seta used to call it. She used to call them all my misfits. Like everyone was my misfit.
We're the island of misfit toys.
That's what she's.
Really what we are.
It's like it's funny. Like even like Matt had a thing because his mother's going through a divorce, like horrible divorce. Finally, somehow she doesn't get any money, and neither does Matt.
What?
This is New York State. Like, how does that even fucking happen? He's still in college.
Right. Like, I know he's like above 18.
No, if you're still in school, it's 23 or 25 or something. It's wild. So I don't know how the father, and no alimony, nothing. So like they have to move. And so like Matt was like choosing like she stay at the job he is now, which is he doesn't know the guy that well. His family knows them, or go back to the other place, the Meraki's. And I like that guy. Plus his boss now like prejudged me and talked stupid shit and said he would hit me or something. No, he can't hit me. He don't know me. Like I'd fucking destroy him. Like I don't even know what he's thinking.
Clearly
retard. But he so this is he's always got bad and he doesn't like Matt being at the gym. And then as other boss, the Meraki's where he used to work. We were there for his for his graduation. The guy was great. I met like he supports Matt and his gym and school. He gave him extra money when he first went to college to help him. Like so, I was like, go back there. He's gonna give him like a promotion. There's that plus he and he'll make more money. He's just gotta like help out on us.
That's crazy.
But he can do that, and it's actually closer for him to go to school too.
Oh, that's even
Meraki. So it's a better fit. But that. Nick was asking me questions the other day. He had something, Nick Grando, he had something with some girl. I don't want to throw out what he had, but there was some issue with some girl, like, and it's like, so everyone kind of like talks to me about their shit.
Pretty much.
And, yeah, so said it was like, she's always like, I'm like the fucking, maybe I'm Santa Claus.
You're like our father slash therapist slash coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're like everything.
I wanted to be a life coach years ago, and I think it's just
You
not like
definitely could
it's
be.
because
You
I
kinda
have
are.
so much fucking shit. I've done everything. And
Right.
it's, if you can think of one thing I haven't done, I'll go out and do it because there's nothing. I
There's
don't think there
nothing.
really isn't anything. It's crazy. No, there's nothing. Broken
Maybe
every
it'd be a good
commandment. I
life.
mean,
That's what
there's nothing I haven't
No,
done.
it's like you've done a lot of things and like you've made a lot of mistakes and like you can really help people learn from that. Be like, listen,
I
I
think I
did
got
that.
lucky.
That was fucking stupid. So don't. Do
Yeah, I
that.
think I got
Like,
really lucky.
I don't know.
Even like this day and age with like sex and stuff, like, I mean, New York State has the highest level of herpes of any state.
I
That's
believe that.
fucking scary.
Yeah.
It's like 7 years in a row. I always look it up because I was telling someone the other day, and I was like, is it still? And it still is. But I think it's because New York City, is so
Yeah.
the population, right? And it's so small,
Mhm.
everyone fucks each other. It's crazy.
Right.
It's like old folks' homes. There's a lot of cases of herpes because,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
There sure is.
And there's a lot of old
STDs.
folks' homes in New York State. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's probably a bunch of that. It's, you know, I'm going to combo everything, but it's still strange that, you know, we have so many issues there. You know, like, biggest thing, only I had to worry about was like AIDS back, you know.
Mhm.
And that was like, when it was first coming out, it was still like pretty much like the gay community.
Right.
And it's not like straight people can't catch it, but it's like,
No, but it was
there
more
has to be some
associated
type
with
of
that.
tearing. Yeah, it's blood.
Yeah.
And it dies like airborne, so it has to be immediate.
Mhm.
But people were like, "Oh, it's on toilet seat." Fucking retarded people,
No.
you know. So it dies airborne, so it's like it has to be immediate. And anal tears are a lot easier to happen than a vaginal tear because that shit's supposed to stretch.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So
Correct.
obviously you know that.
Trust me, I know
It's
that.
big. I don't care who you are. You can be a porn star. You're never stretching her out.
Well,
I'm just kidding. It's funny though. You know what I mean? It's like there's this giant thing called Kong. It's like this. I saw it at a fucking porn store years ago.
like a giant dildo.
It's gigantic. It's like this big and it's like this big around.
Like I call them like fire hydrant size.
It's called Kong.
Yeah.
And I was like in there and I was like, what the fuck? I go,
Like, what do you do with that?
who? What? I go,
Who
what?
purchased
I go,
this?
what bitches bought this? And he started laughing at me and I'm like, what? He goes, I've only sold them to guys, gay guys. I was like, holy fuck.
I was not expecting that.
Holy
shit.
fuck. Like, your head could go in this guy's ass.
That can't be good for your.
No, you're like, I'm here to check your prostate, sir. Pop.
Oh.
And you just look inside. You're like,
Yeah,
yep,
just let me.
something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Something's real wrong.
Real
down
wrong.
There. Shit.
I didn't even have to pull it apart to get in here. Fucking,
Just shine a
the,
flashlight in there.
what the fuck are you putting in your ass? It's fucking great. Umbrella in there, pop.
Oh, that's terrible to think about.
It's weird, right?
That can't be enjoyable. There's no
I
fucking
don't
way that's
fucking
enjoyable.
know. People are weird.
There's no fucking way.
I just think it's like stretching over time.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? It's normal. Like, people have the bigger ear gauges. And it's like stretching over time.
Yeah, I actually almost did that. Fun fact.
Really?
When I was in high school, I was in the process of doing that, and then I stopped.
Good chance you didn't do it because you're
Glad
fucked.
that I didn't.
I know people that have done it and then decide they didn't want it, and they just have giant holes in their ears now.
Yeah.
And it's like they just don't. I'm like, I would put something back in there. It's a giant hole in your ear.
Yeah, it looks really
Even like a
cool.
small something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, or the ones that are like, you know,
They have, like, the
that are
closed
flat. Yeah,
ones,
so
or,
just
like,
get
the-
something.
or, like, the
Get a skin-colored one. You know, like
Just
something.
Literally anything. Just don't leave it dangling.
Like, I fucked up. You know, like just
Yeah.
words.
I'm
So
glad
you're
I
like,
didn't do
oh.
that.
No.
I wanted to so badly though. Oh my god. I was like, I bought the thing. I was like stretching out my own ears. That shit fucking hurts too, dude.
I had my tongue pierced. And it was so fucking. So I guess there's like different nerves in your tongue, and some, for whatever, it made my tongue swell. And they
Oh, well,
tell
yeah,
you
that's-
this, yeah.
that's
It's crazy,
not-
right? So it did it, and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine, you know. So I felt like it was thick, but I'm like, you know, you just got fucking something jammed through your fucking tongue, right?
and that's
So I'm like, this is
natural
probably
for your
normal, right?
Inflammation.
So I go back to work. I had the pizza shop, and I'm in there. There's this little girl, her name was Danielle, and she was tiny, fucking 5 foot, maybe 90 pounds, and her hands were like this big. She was this little tiny thing. And I'm in there, and she, you know, I went back and like I was just run down and got it done. I go back, walk to a pizza shop. It was down the
Wait,
street.
just like on your lunch break, you're casually like.
Yeah, but it was like Danielle. I'm like, wait, my tongue pierced. Yeah,
Okay.
it was. I went to to make a scheduled appointment for a tattoo, and I went down there and I was like, he was doing a tongue piercing. I was like, damn. I was like, and I had my ears done, and it was this eyebrow years ago when I had my bicep tear. They took it out and then it closed, so I put it over here. But and I was like, oh, I had my ears and eyebrows. Like, maybe I'll get my tongue pierced. I was like 22.
I would expect nothing less from you than to be like, let's just go get my
Yeah,
tongue
why
pierced
not?
on
I'm in my
lunch
tongue
break.
pierced.
I'm gonna go right back
I'm
to
in
work
here.
after.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I got it pierced, and I go back, and I make a pizza, and all of a sudden, like, I was having trouble talking, and she's like laughing at me. She's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "What size is that thing in your mouth?" I'm like, "It was just like the little stud that they put in. You know what I mean? You can't get anything bigger until
No, but like gauge wise,
it was little. It was tiny, but I couldn't talk. I mean, it was getting worse and worse. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm finally, she's looking. She's like, my tongue was fucking. I didn't even want to look. She's like, don't go in the bathroom. She's like, don't look. She was freaking out. She's like,
oh, shit.
So I tried to call the guy. I couldn't. He didn't understand me. So she's on the phone talking to him, and I could hear him saying, take it out.
Yeah.
So my mouth's open, and she's got her tiny little hands in there trying to get this out of my tongue. And I have like a horrible gag. I would never be a good gay guy. Horrible gag reflex. Horrible. So I have her these tiny little, but still one and each fucking under my tongue, right? She's like,
that
imagine.
probably hurts so bad.
And my mouth is like fucking lockjaw. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my jaw's going to break and I'm trying to bite her hands off.
Right.
And it hurts. And she's trying to get this thing out. And just touching my tongue fucking hurt, right? She eventually got it out.
Oh,
And it was about 10 minutes and the swelling went right back down. It was unfucking believable. And she's like, what? I was like, throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Never do it again. Done.
That's
completely
nuts.
done. It was fucking scary.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard like people's tongues gets like a little swollen after, but nothing.
Yeah, mine
bad.
did not.
That sounded like.
Well, my ears even would close up. Like crazy. Like, so my eyebrow, I did it 3 times. The first 3 times. So it looks weird here. It's like a bunch of shit.
Almost looks like
because,
a scar.
yeah, because they did it. And within a year, one day it would be like less and less. People were like, oh, look, and you could see it like less and less on my skin. Wake up one day, it was in my bed.
Oh, damn.
It
Did
grew
it
out.
reject
The
it?
skin
Oh,
rejected it.
yeah.
So 3 times. The third time they did it even deeper, and it was fine. And this one, someone over here, I'm not going to say the place, but she was the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. And there's no way, if she did more than one, I would have been surprised. It bled, and I'm not a bleeder, but like fucking crazy. I don't know what she did. And it bruised all around here.
Oh, fuck,
Bad.
yeah, that's not good.
And I was like, fuck, and I'm like, and we were going to get tattoos there. Like, said I was going to get the R on her arm, the Rhino Strong arm. And I was like, no.
You gotta tell me after which place this is, because I think I know which place you're talking about.
You drove by it.
Yeah. But on which side? If you're on Route 6
On the
coming
right.
this way. Yeah.
And I don't know about I heard the tattoo guy's good.
No, the
but
tattoo guy is good, but
the
for piercing...
girl,
oof.
wow,
I just had them change out like my jewelry on one of my piercings, and I was like, I will never come back here.
She's wicked stupid.
Ever
I don't know how she got a job unless she's blowing him. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
I hope that's what it is, because you don't hire someone unless you're getting something out of it. I mean, she's gonna must hurt people.
Yeah.
They got insurance, so they're probably, I don't know. It's fucked up.
I don't know, but it's like, why would you want a shit piercer on your staff? Like,
I don't know.
Makes sense.
I have no idea. Want to do another shot?
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah,
We'll
baby.
do the tequila now.
I get to work out after this.
Well, you're just gonna do one.
Just one. Well, we have 2 Grey Goose.
Yeah, but 1 tequila. I mean.
1 for 1. Oh God.
It's the last time we drank tequila.
I'm getting
Tequila's
shivers.
a little different.
It's a little different.
Yep.
I'm getting flashbacks when I was in Dominican Republic. I got.
Really? Did you meet Jonathan there?
No.
He's from the Dominican Republic.
Oh no.
Why is he from there? His parents are.
No. All right. Bottoms up.
1 second. Fuck you, Pfizer.
Fuck you.
This is sponsored by Fuck You, Pfizer. Oh God. Shit's good.
Oh my God.
Really?
Oh yeah. Me and tequila don't get along well. I have this one photo of me in Dominican Republic. I have no fucking recollection of this. I was trying
When'd you go?
to. I was in college. I was fucking trying to like jump up on the swim up bar a whole bunch. So I ended up getting
Like a fucking whale?
fuck ton of.
You're like a whale?
Yeah, I was like,
It's no seal, right? The seals are like, arr, arr.
and I fucked up I had bruises all along my thigh and like my ass. And there's this picture that my friend took me. I'm like face down on the bed in my bathing suit, and I just have bruises all over me. I look like I'm like a fucking hooker that got beat. It's so bad. I got
Bad hooker. Bad hooker.
I'm a real bad hooker.
Where's my money,
So
bitch? Oh, you don't have it?
That's a
Fucking took a
photo.
paddle to your ass.
And then there's a photo of me 10 minutes later on the bathroom floor with like a waste paper basket, like thrown up into it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Instead of my friend, instead of helping me.
Of course not. You gotta hold your hair.
She did put my hair up at least.
And then let
My
you
hair.
just dump in the toilet.
Yeah. I also like, why wouldn't you just let me throw up in the toilet? Don't know. But
I can't think of.
me and tequila usually don't go well. I black out pretty much every time I drink tequila.
Really. I used to, when I had the pizza shop, I used to get super drunk. And I would go, it was called Syracuse Suds. It was a restaurant and bar at night and stuff like that. But they had their own brewery in it too, right across the street from there. And I would go over there and I would get super hammered. And I would dance on the bar. And the girls would like throw me to get naked. And I would take my clothes off. And then I would just lose my clothes. And I don't know how I'd wake up in the morning. I lived downtown, so I'd wake up in the morning, and one day I woke up in the fucking, I'll tell you, so I woke up, I'll tell you that after.
Oh,
So I'd wake up, right? And I wake up, and I go to work, and I'm thinking like, huh? I'm thinking took my clothes off and just went in the bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I'm like, whatever, I was hammered last night. So I'm in there, and it's like in the morning and lunchtime, and then Tammy, who owned the place, comes over, and she's got my clothes folded that I wore last night. She's like, Jim, here's your clothes from last night. I'm like,
That's hilarious.
What? She's like, yeah, you got naked again. I'm like, fuck.
You got naked again.
I'm like, fuck.
Again.
Dude, one time I was we were drinking all night, and the bars used to, like Syracuse Armory Square, they used to stay open until like 5 in the morning for certain people. So we were in this, it was awful house. And we were there, we were drinking. It was like after hours. I would just bring over tons of pizza. The shop would close at like 2:30.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we'd stay open until like 2:30, 3 o'clock, because after the bars. And we'd bring pizza over there, and we would just get hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always drank for free, because I'd give people free food.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Great.
never paid for it.
Tracy's.
During the day, I could drink. Like,
Yeah, whatever.
I don't have to get charged, right? It's like an open tab I never had to pay at every bar down there.
Right.
And so I went down, and I was getting fucking drinking all night. I go home, and I remember like waking up, and I was like, fuck. I was like, Starbucks was like right across, I mean, literally like 200 yards. So I'd have to, it was like, I was the third floor, it was just my condo. I built this room.
Oh.
This woman, I can't say, but she's crazy. But she owns this Italian restaurant down there. And she had a bakery across the street, and then this third floor was completely empty.
Oh, so you just
So she
your own
basically
place.
let me rent it out
That's awesome.
for favors.
Nice.
For free. And
Favors.
yeah, so so I lived up there for free, so I had to build the whole thing out. So we built it out, and my brother's friend Ed painted it and shit, and it was pretty cool. Like I had like fish like hanging on the wall and stuff, like in these little cups with lights behind it. It was pretty
Like
neat.
legit fish?
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's so
like
cool.
beta fish. Yeah, I had like a hood. I had it was really cool.
That's
I had
so
this
sweet.
fucking this couch that this place called Jet Black gave me because they were getting a new one. And it was the shape of a letter J. It was red.
That's so cool.
I fucking cut
Wait, that's so
in
fucking
order
cool.
to get it out of their building, to get upstairs. My had these giant hallways and stuff, so it was easy. But I had to take the fucking legs off, and I got up there. I'm like, fuck the legs, because the feet were like this high. So you put it. It was actually like almost like a
on
futon. It was really cool, right?
That's cool.
So I put that in the living room, and I got rid of the other couches. So I thought that was neat. See, because Jim.
That's
It's pretty
awesome.
neat. Yeah.
Good shit.
But so I'm up there, and it was real close. So I'm like all fucked up, and I decided like I'm gonna go to Starbucks.
Mhm.
So I go to Starbucks. I just go downstairs and walk across the street to Starbucks, and now it's fucking, I don't know, 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. There's nobody there.
Mhm.
It's probably pitch dark, but I'm drunk, so I don't realize it. And I probably checked the door. I'm imagining I'm checking the door, and I'm like, why is nobody opening? Why is all the lights off? Maybe I'll wait for them to open. They should open soon. Didn't have my phone with me or nothing, so I don't know, I fell asleep in a bush
Outside Starbucks.
outside Starbucks. And the bush
Excellent.
was in front of on the side,
I remember.
and I fell asleep
all the places.
in between, the building and the giant bush, and I'm here. So it was like building, bush, me.
You in bush.
Yes, and I was woken up to this guy putting, I don't know what they were. They felt like big sheets, but they definitely weren't over top me because I was naked. And
Completely naked?
Yes.
Jesus.
So they're like putting it like, Jim, they're like, you have no clothes on. And I'm like,
You're like,
and I eventually I'm like, oh fuck. So I walked back, went upstairs, got dressed, came back, and got coffee. And people are all in there like, oh my
Just
god.
came
They're all
back.
like pointing like, that's the guy.
And you're like, yeah, it was me.
It was me.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I had no fucking shame. It was horrible.
How old
God.
did you say you were? 20 something?
22, 23.
Damn. Alright.
Yeah.
Young, it's alright.
I made a name for myself fast down there. People always fought down there, and it was fucking kids and even adults are fucking assholes, and I just had zero tolerance. The first year, I kind of just dealt with it, and I was pissed off all the time. People broke things. They broke the sneeze guard. It's a glass sneeze guard for the, pizzas behind it. I had like 3 tiers of pizza, and I had like 25 pizzas, right? And they'd break the glass, they'd break chairs, they'd reach over, steal pizza, and I would just yell at people and this and that. And then after the first year, I had enough. And so I was starting to get fucking pissed. So I started yelling at people. I started throwing people out. This was like September. So now winter came, college kids. SU, for some reason, the kids, like, SU started, and they were like, oh, SU. So they were up at Syracuse University.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realized that just 10 minutes down the hill was Armory Square. And it was all adults. And it was way more bars and upscale restaurants and clubs, nightclubs, and other stuff like that. And they were like, oh, we're going to head down here with their fake IDs. But they somehow, because they were at their college bar, they were big shit college bar because they were the oldest or toughest person. Now they're coming into it. Adults. Yeah, you're coming into real bar. You're nobody. Yeah. They didn't understand that. Or they, I don't know, they're kids. You know what I'm saying? They thought they were tough guys. So, and they're rich tough guys. They're going to issue. Oh. So, wannabes. So, they'd come down there and just fucking start problems all the time. And it was I remember it was like a Friday. It was a Friday or a Saturday. But I know it was because we were open till like 3 that night. And it was so fucking cold that a lot of places were closing. It was fucking blizzard. It was horrible. There was like a fucking emergency. Like you weren't supposed to be on the highways, all this shit, right? But there was a lot of people downtown because the kids from SU and Lemoyne College, and there's Onondaga Community College, OCC. It was a big school, so like people would be down there. They didn't give a fuck. They just drove. They didn't give a fuck. Yeah. No. So there was a lot of people downtown, mostly kids, and there was a lot of the bars were still open, and these kids came in and. I knew they were going to get a problem. There's 3 of them. And they were fucking assholes. And they were talking like tough guys and just run their mouths. And they were older. They were in their, like, probably mid-20s. And they go into the dining room, which is next door. And I heard, like, shit screaming. And I asked my brother, like, look over. So he looks over, and he's yelling at the one kid. And I guess he sees, and then he slammed the fucking... They're all glass doors, like old school buildings. Slams the door, the fucking door shatters. In the dining room. Like, what the fuck's I go over there? I'm walking down towards the door because I'm pissed. I'm going to go out and look for them. And this guy, Mickey, was like probably 70. He owned one of the bars downtown. And he owned the Empire Room at the fairgrounds. People that are listening to this from Syracuse would know. And this guy hit him. This kid punched him because he wanted their table. Mickey's at a table. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then he got mad after he hit him. So he fucking opened the door and slammed the door and shut the door. So I walk out and I'm like, what the? And I'm like 350 pounds. I was at my biggest. For some reason, people thought that made me slow. I don't know. I don't know what they thought. Like I had a tank top on. Sometimes I didn't have a shirt on. Like I didn't look like a fat guy. I don't know what they thought. But so I'm outside and it's a blizzard. Like everyone's got jackets on, shit. And I look down to the left and they're like walking away. I'm like yelling. I'm like, get back here. I'm like, you're gonna fucking pay for this. I was like, give me your fucking IDs. You're fucking paying for this. They're like, fuck you. And I was like, what? They'll come back here. So they take their jackets off and they start walking towards me. And I'm like, fuck, right? So they start coming, as they get close, and there's people, because it's like 2 a.m, and there would be a line out the fucking door at this place at night, right? Yeah. And people all over the fucking place. Mm-hmm. And they're coming down, they're like walking, people like the crowd kind of disperses, because they're in line to get in the pizza shop. Mm-hmm. And these kids walk across, they came at me, and the kid, one of them, the closest one to me, came in a little bit, and I just hooked him. And fucking hit him, and his fucking whole head, it sounded like a fucking tree broke. Like a tree got smacked, right? He got hit. He went flying. He went flying down though. So he went, and he was probably like 6 foot tall. So it was like I chopped him down. Fucking hit him, and his feet came out from underneath him. I hit him so hard. So he went down. His face hit the concrete first. So he's laying there, blood's all over the place, and his friends are just. I look up, they're
They just
gone,
run,
just
yeah.
fucking gone. One went this way, one went that way.
Holy
You know, they're
shit.
probably like, hopefully,
They're
they
probably,
won't
we're
catch
not
us.
fucking with this
Hopefully,
guy.
you want one more shot?
Alright.
So he's like, hopefully, no one will fucking catch us, right? So he goes running, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cheat you out there.
Oh no.
There you
Alright,
go.
that's
So there you go. Thanks, Dominican Jonathan.
once again. Fuck you,
Cheers.
Pfizer.
Fuck you, Pfizer. Oh, I dribbled. There you go. Perfect.
Oh my god.
That one was a little different.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Different experience.
Maybe I should have shook it up first. So, anyways, good enough. But so to me, it's like I've been fighting my whole life, and it's like I hit him, they ran. Time to go back in and make pizza.
Yeah.
So I just went in.
Like, whatever.
Guys
Just
just
left
bleeding
it.
all over the ground, right?
Whatever.
Everyone's
Figure it out.
screaming, yelling inside, and they're like, "You killed him!" They're like
Like, no,
yelling,
I didn't.
right? So I'm in there making pizza. All of a sudden, like the cops are over there, and they're like scraping him off, and then they're checking him. There's one coming in. He's like, "Jim, I can't remember his name. His name was Mike. I want to do his name, Mike. What?
The cop or just
Yeah,
everyone?
cop.
Oh.
I knew all of them down the corner. And some of them actually sold steroids too.
Oh.
And so they came in and they're like, he's like, Jim, he's like, I think he's dead. And I was like,
this was the dude.
yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, yes.
And he's like, dude, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I gotta place you under arrest. I'm like, are you kidding me? He goes, yeah. He goes, can you just come out here with us? And I'm like, all right, you know.
Oh.
And I think at the same time, like, I know them, but they're also like, I could lose my
They
mind.
have to do their job.
Yeah, but like they're like, can you come out? You know what I mean? Like, because they've seen me beat the fuck out of
yeah.
people.
The children, they're
You know,
low-key
like, can
afraid
you come
of
out
you.
here with I
Yeah,
work
like,
for
can
a
you just
bookie.
come out
You know, like,
peacefully?
please come out here with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So I go out, and I get in there, and I sit in the back of this paddy wagon. They're like, you know, like, can you just sit in here and we're gonna see what's going on, right? So they go. So the paramedics come, and I guess, well, they're cops, and they're not fully trained. They're like partially trained for stuff like that, right? So it was a slow pulse, and he missed it, and the guy's how his neck broke, or not, his jaw broke. It
Or probably covered his.
yes, the
body.
swelling and everything. Yes, so they couldn't.
They couldn't
The
feel it
pulse
around
was
it.
yes. He was checking in his neck, so he couldn't really feel it.
Idiot, check the wrist.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
Basics.
He couldn't feel it. He wasn't breathing that much. His breathing was low. It was freezing out. You know what I mean? Like all these symptoms. You know,
I know.
snow everywhere. It's a blizzard out. So he was wrong. Whoever checked him was wrong.
Oh, God.
And so they're like, oh, he's gonna be okay. Like we gotta give you an appearance ticket. It's funny. I almost killed somebody. Gotta give you an appearance ticket. Fucking dude was like being scraped off into a fucking ambulance. Like literally.
Oh my
It's fucking
God.
all fucked up. Man, his whole head was swollen and purple. It was both sides. It was a mess.
Well, yeah, he fell on the well, because your hit probably fucked him up.
Destroyed
good.
one side of his face.
And then
Yeah,
boom to the other side.
yeah.
Oh,
So they do
He's
that.
lucky
I
he's
go
not
back in
dead,
the shop and I just finish the day, right? Think nothing of it. So that Monday I had to go. So like I went. I'm like, what do you plead? I'm like, not guilty. And then the DA was there waiting for me, and he was like, I want attempted murder, like all this fucking
attempted
like,
murder. It
yeah,
wasn't
it's
fucking
crazy.
premeditated.
it's crazy, right? And I'm like, yeah, I have to get a lawyer for this. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm fucked. So, and this woman Gall and her husband used to come in all the time, and they just had like a new baby, and he had an office down there. George something his name. I don't want to say his last name. That's another story. But he ended up. She told him to represent me for free.
Wow.
Which is a whole other story why she did that. So she told him to represent me for free, and he was much older. I think he was in his 50s, and she was like 25, 26.
Oh wow.
Israeli girl. It was in the military, Israeli military. And so she's like, yeah. So she so he's like, I'll represent you. Like, well, so like there was like, you know, like we had back like 3. He's like, tell me. He's like, you gotta lose weight. He goes, the DA. He's like, I've seen this poor. He's like, he thinks you tried to kill him. He goes, you're way too big. And I'm like, fuck. Like I don't, you know. So I'm like, oh. So I literally all I did was eat nothing but beef. And I took a ton of tests and Anadrol, and I was like, I'm not losing this muscle, but I got shredded. Lost about 120 pounds. I was down like 230, 240,
What was the time span? Like,
probably 3 months.
Holy
I was very strict. I mean, really, very few calories. I lost a lot of strength, but I didn't lose much. I don't think I lost any muscle. I mean, probably some, but I was 240 pounds.
Right.
You know, I was pretty shredded. So he was just like, you know, you can't step before a judge that size. They're gonna be like,
Well, looks bad. Don't
yeah,
you?
you're fucking massive. Like you can't be hitting people that hard.
Right.
But I'm thinking, this ain't a video game. Like I can't judge how hard I hit somebody.
No, and also he was coming at you.
There's
so
3 of them.
Plus, he hit someone in your shop.
He hit someone in my shop.
An
He
old
broke a
man,
window. Yeah, broke a
no
window.
less.
3 of them coming at me. What am I supposed? I'm gonna fucking hit the first guy because.
And also, there was a ton of people to vouch for you there.
Yes.
To say they were coming at you and you just reacted.
Yes.
Like you may have thrown the first punch, but like
Well,
they
here's
were
the
coming
thing.
at you.
Here's the thing. There's nobody died. Charged. So statute of limitations is over.
Mhm.
So basically, I lied. I said the guy swung at me first. My friend Mike, who's a cop,
Oh,
said he was across the street, which he wasn't. He was on the other side of the parking lot.
got it.
Said
And
he
said
saw it,
you
and they
swing.
saw the guy swing at me first too.
Got it. Okay.
So he swung at me first. I leaned back, hit him.
Got it.
So that was my I was self-defense because he swung at me. Which I mean, first of all, 3 guys are running at me. They take their jackets off. They're not coming over to shake my hands.
No.
They took their jackets off to
And
fight.
3 against 1.
Yeah. So I'm gonna chop the first guy down, but whatever. It's New York State, so I want to cover my bases. I wanted to be smart. I investigated it. I didn't want to go to prison. That was all I did.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to be sued.
Nope.
So I had I went the first. So it was I think it was probably a year, almost a year. It was September something, 2nd or 3rd. My 3-day long trial with a jury happened. Crazy. I have a fucking
is
trial
so
by jury.
intense.
Yeah, right? Trial
Oh
by
my God.
I'm like, how did this happen?
For just knocking out a knuckle.
An asshole, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to find out, this guy is a teacher at a school, towns over, right? But he's a teacher, and he's a new teacher.
Mhm.
So they're like, oh, they're painting this picture. He's a teacher.
Mm.
Oh, look at this guy. He's 170, 180 pounds. But he's taller than me. So he's got longer reach. So I'm not gonna let him get inside me. I'm gonna hit him first. So he's like, they're painting this picture. Oh, he's a good kid. He comes from a good neighborhood.
Yeah, okay.
I grew up different. So he's like, you know what I mean? So he's like, so they tried to paint this whole picture of this guy. And when it started out, the jury, the first day, all this bullshit. So the second day, I'm giving my side of it, what happened. And, still the DA wants to they're trying to incriminate me.
Mhm.
He's pulling up all kinds of shit, which I never even was convicted of. Yeah, I was charged with shit, but was never convicted of. So he's trying to throw that in as this guy's a menace, this guy's bad news.
Make it look bad.
And but at the end of the day, no matter what I did in my past, I have a business. Someone beat up an old guy, broke my window.
And you were
I just
defending
wanted
your
money.
business and
They
the
took their
customer.
jackets off. They came at me.
Mhm.
As far as what I said and what my
Swung
friend was a
first.
cop said, swore under perjury. He swung at me, and then I swung and hit him.
Yeah.
So I'm still freaking out. So there is a right to strike law in New York State. Right to strike meaning anything. I have a legal firearm. It's legally, I have a carry permit for it.
Mhm.
And you stop me on the ground and you're stomping me. I pull up, I shoot one bullet at you and it happens to kill you. I can't go to jail for that. I can't even
No.
be convicted of that because I'm defending my life. I have a right to live.
You have a legal firearm.
Yep, and I have a right to live. And you're stomping me into the fucking ground.
Right,
Now,
and then
I
you
shoot
just
you
forget.
and then you fall over and then I fucking put 4 more in you.
Then you're
I'm
in trouble.
fucked, yeah.
Correct.
That actually did happen in Syracuse 5 years after my incident. And the guy got off because he was getting stopped by 3 guys. And he had a right to carry the gun. But he wasn't in any bars that night. He was picking up a girlfriend, which is crazy, yeah. But anyways, so I'm freaking out. I'm but still, it sounds horrible for me, right? And so then it was that next day, it's the 3rd day we come back, right? It was a Monday. So it was a Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. So Monday, the 3rd day, we come in and the kid's not there. Where's this kid? He's not there. Well, he was in lockup. Why was he in lockup? He was in lockup because he got into a fight at a bar.
Oh, damn.
And he was getting thrown out of the bar and he punched a cop when
Oh,
they were trying to remove
yeah.
from the premises.
Yeah, such a good guy.
Yeah, such a great guy, right?
Such a great
So they
guy.
had to pull him in. I forgot to tell you, so the whole thing, so the guy had 30% hearing loss, the ear that hit the ground.
You put him in the ICU, right?
His jaw was broken. Yeah, his jaw was broken on this side, jaw was broken on that. Other side, hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
His eye was all, he had 15% vision loss, all this bullshit, right?
It sounds about accurate.
but
that
yeah.
actually is pretty good odds. For
Yeah, of what happened, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
You got
slamming
crushed
your head
on
on
both
concrete.
sides of the ground, yeah.
Right.
And so they bring this guy because we're at Syracuse, you know what I mean, and he's in the whole lockup at Syracuse. They would, no matter what area it is, they pull you to Syracuse.
Oh.
If you're staying the night, they take you to Syracuse, no matter what little town you're arrested in.
Oh, okay.
So they took him there. So they had to go find him, bring him. We're waiting like an hour. Bring him in, and he's in his clothes and stuff. He was like a holding cell, so it wasn't like he was like geared up for prison. Like he was just wearing whatever he wore when he punched a cop the night before, and on a Sunday, and
Excellent.
yeah, he was getting fucked up on a Sunday. He was supposed to teach people on
Great.
Monday, kids.
Great.
This is wonderful, right? Middle school
Great.
teacher. So he comes out and they're talking to him, but still, like, the DA had such a thing, and he had so much of my past, things that I had done. Like I said, I wasn't convicted of, but things that I was arrested from, things that federal, all stupid shit, right? That I never got convicted of. But he was bringing up all the things. Because the DA can, I don't care what they say is closed, it's not.
No, they could bring it up.
No,
Whenever.
so he decided to
Use
bring it in.
anything against you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's supposed to be closed, but they can use it against you. I don't know how that works. So technically, it's not closed. They're lying. So it still looked horrible for me. So they did that. The jury went into deliberation. It was like 5 minutes. We only got to the hallway, and they called us back in, and he was like, "That is not good." He's like, whenever it's quick like that, he goes, it always goes for the defendant. Like he's like the plaintiff. It's like, you're fucked. And so I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, and I'm thinking like, what? Because that, like, manslaughter.
Yeah.
It was like it was never gonna be there. But like, I thought of damage. Assault.
Yeah.
Could have got a whole bunch. There was a bunch of charges they gave me. I think they were trying to throw everything at me, and like one was gonna stick. They were hoping one would hit. And so I go in there, and there was this woman. She was at the end of the jury, and I don't know, maybe she was put on the end because she was the one that was gonna speak.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have no fucking
Yeah.
idea. But that was the only time I've ever was in a jury trial, so it's, I don't know.
So.
Yes, that's it. So she comes up, and she's like, well, all this charges, and it was like all of them are not guilty. She's like, I'm not guilty. Well, she was not guilty on all accounts.
Well, good.
And I was like, oh. And she looked up, and she's like, I'm so sorry you had to go through this, young man, to me. And I was like, thank God. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fucking thank God. I'm like,
yeah.
so I'm happy about it. The DA, everyone, the DA's flipping out. Fucking, yeah, like this and that. The jury's clapping for me. They were all happy. Like, they were like, this fucking piece of shit. Like, really? They made it, and I think they almost believed it all.
And then
they found this fucking kid's a fucking douchebag. And they're like, fuck him,
Thank God. What time? What time?
He's a moron. He should have stayed home that weekend. I would have went in jail.
For real?
Dumbass.
Holy shit.
But it got worse for him.
He didn't.
So the DA started, he wanted to fucking go write, put papers in that moment for a civil case to sue me for, whatever. The judge was not having it. Denied. No civil suit. Completely denied. Boom, boom. We wasted enough of this, he's a business owner, Syracuse, wasted enough of his time for this person that's causing problems in all the towns he's around. He goes, and he's a teacher. He goes, well, for now. Like, he was like, this fucking judge was like, I don't remember his name, but he was like, he was one that people feared. If you got his name on your docket, you were like, I'm fucked. Like, you didn't want to get this judge.
Like, fully on your side.
Yeah. Well, because I really, defended my business.
Yeah, this guy.
And he knows he's from there. He's in Syracuse. It was in Syracuse. He knows these kids and all these people. They destroy the city of Syracuse, and that's the taxpayer dollars. And everyone's trying to bring it up. Right. These assholes are causing problems all the time. So thank God he was on my side, and that's what saved me.
Up too. They thought that guy fucked up that night.
Big time.
Because
and he fucked up.
That could have been iffy for you.
His face. Maybe I could find him and get him on the podcast. That'd be great.
That'd be great. Be like, thanks for.
Be like, what? I'd be like, what? You can't hear me? Oh, you sit over here. That's the part of that destroyed. You have hearing loss in that ear. Can you sit over here?
Maybe he's in prison now.
It's a good chance.
You never know.
Probably ruined his life.
Yeah, because there's no way.
He's no way he's teaching. After he punched a cop. No way.
Hell no.
No way.
No
Middle school teacher. No way.
No, his life was ruined after that, pretty much.
That's what he gets.
That's what he gets.
Fucking asshole.
For punching a 70-year-old? That's so rude.
He might have been older. Mickey was, he was old. I'll tell you now. And it was like three of them that owned, it's called the Empire Room at the fairgrounds. It was a huge restaurant and buffet. And they had like dinner theaters there in the winter when the fair was going on. Fucking great business. And then he had a bar downtown, I think, with one other person. But he bought into that. He started that because his wife went into labor. I can't remember his wife's name. went to labor. They gave her an epidural.
Mhm.
The needle,
Oh, they fuck it up.
something was wrong. They used an old needle. Apparently, when they went to get it, the nurse, whoever, didn't find one and picked an old one out of a fucking trash, a receptacle, and used that needle, one that they use for epidurals, and used that.
Oh my gosh, did she get like HIV
Massive
or something?
Oh, she's through a wheelchair. That's it. And she almost was like retarded. It was really bad. She was in a wheelchair and she said, yeah, real slow. Yeah. The baby was fine, but she was not fine. They had a pool, inside pool in their house, and that's Syracuse. That doesn't happen.
Well, I mean,
Like
not lost,
loaded,
holy shit.
loaded, but
But
they
what
take care of her forever.
cost?
Yeah,
That's
take care of her forever.
terrible.
Yeah, totally fucked her up, man.
Probably got like a bacterial meningitis or some shit.
That's
like
you know what I
directly
think.
to her
Honestly, I think
spinal
you know what
cord.
I think that's exactly what it was.
Holy fuck.
I think that's what it was.
But like directly in your
Yep,
spinal cord?
I think it was
That's-
bacterial meningitis. Yep.
That's bad.
And it was this girl I dated at the time, Laura Corelli. That was like her family was friends with Mickey's. I knew him growing up.
Mhm.
So that's why he would come to the pizza shop. I would chart. I knew him.
Yeah.
We would go to even when we were kids, we'd go to the Empire Room at the fairgrounds, and all the food's expensive there. And we would go to the Empire Room and get great food. And even when we were 18, we'd go there and he'd give us beer.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like for free.
Yeah.
Because we all knew each other, you know what I'm saying, growing up. And that's a good thing. Is Syracuse has a very where it's not here. I'm trying to like build that out of the gym, but like if we could build a community out of there and maybe get people more connected,
Mhm.
we could kind of create that. But like the old school Syracuse, and I know it's not like that anymore, but it was we were all kind of connected. Everyone took care of each other.
That was nice. It seemed like community based. Whereas
Yeah, and
here
helped
it's
each
like
other out.
every business for themselves.
The
type
people are
of deal.
selfish as fuck. They're
It's not really
unfucking
the way to be.
believable. It's not a viable way to move forward with like
It's not.
society.
No.
You
Yeah,
might make you
whatever.
money, but it's not going to put because one new place opens and people will all try the new place.
Mhm.
If you were more connected with your customers and with your community, it would be a loyalty base. They wouldn't leave and go somewhere else because it's new.
Exactly. Yeah.
But people don't think of that shit.
No.
And that's how I told Matt, like he's new at this job, go back to the other place. Because they have 1 million people at the place he works at now.
Mhm.
And they're gonna tell him whatever they want to keep him because they need him right now.
Yeah.
When the summer comes around, they're gonna need him the most. The school year starts again, they're gonna dish him off and he'll be getting fucking 8-10 hours a week.
Probably.
And the other guy promised him he'd keep him at 40 no matter what.
Yeah, that guy sounds
And
like
he
actually
knows him.
respects him as
You know
a
what I mean? He
person.
worked there for a while. Hawkins still works there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of their friends still work there. It's,
Yeah, it sounds much better.
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Well,
Most
I
definitely.
think we'll wrap it up with that.
Jimmy almost went to jail.
I almost went to jail. I almost wasn't here. I wouldn't have been here. Giacomo wouldn't have born.
That's true.
So
A lot of shit wouldn't have been here.
I wouldn't have met Seta. You wouldn't. What do you think you'd be doing right now?
Probably still nothing. Well, I mean, I was like lifting a little bit. I probably would have fucking hurt myself. To be quite honest, like I was lifting by myself. You saw what my bench looked like when I first got there. Holy shit!
I would have hurt myself.
I literally would have hurt myself. Like I thought I was doing so well, and then I came to Rhino, and I was like, wow.
Remember you hurt your back doing
Dude, literally
fucking
the first week,
doing fucking.
like fucking box squats. I don't even know. What I
No,
did
it
to
wasn't.
hurt
No, it
myself.
wasn't it the rows, the T-bar row. You said you arched your back
Yes. Oh my
doing
god.
T-bar rows.
With like a 10 on it.
Yeah.
I did
10
I did a
pounds.
plate on it the other day, and I was like,
Isn't that crazy? That you hurt yourself, you hurt your back.
Yeah.
But it was like you never did anything, so like your back was
No.
weak. Most people don't
Yeah.
realize how weak their backs are, and then like you were like freaking out. I was like, oh, just do this stuff.
and then within like 2 days, I was like,
You're feeling
oh my God,
better,
I feel fine.
and you squatted next week, and then you
Yeah.
just
And
you're
thank
fine.
I don't even want to say it, but like I just like I'm so glad that my body is strong now because like my job is like very physical.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly moving patients. I have freaking women like draped over me with their epidural, and I'm like just like supporting their entire
Yeah.
body weight. So it's just like just being strong is where it's at. That's for
Well,
sure.
can you imagine? It's like it's funny. It's like everyone at the gym, no one's got a back problem.
Since then, like
Everyone does the warm ups I want. Even people that don't train our group, they do the warm ups. It's
Yeah.
funny. Like they do the
do.
warm up, and everyone seems to be healthy.
No, it's fucking awesome. It's good stuff.
Jared's the only person with a back problem.
Did you do the
He-
homework?
I don't know what he does. He should train. He should lift with us. He should do my warm ups. That's for sure.
You should.
Sorry, Jared. You should though.
do the
No one
warm-ups,
else has a back problem at all.
Sponsor the podcast.
Yeah. It's
Love
sponsored
it.
podcast.
Sponsor the podcast.
One of you is Folgers. There wouldn't be Folgers in this cup.
I actually gotta buy more coffee later. I'm not gonna lie. That coffee's really good. I don't
Is it
even really
really?
drink coffee. It's fucking good. It's some good ass coffee, Jared.
Yeah, see, so you should sponsor the
You
podcast.
should sponsor the podcast.
Yeah. We'd have bags of it here.
Yeah,
Just give me bags of it.
be perfect.
Yeah, it's all I want sponsorship. I want free coffee.
Just free coffee. That's not a lot to ask
Yeah,
for.
and I'll just give people on the podcast coffee
It's perfect. It's perfect.
and vodka
And tequila.
and tequila all mixed together in the
I'm
coffee.
feeling it.
Think it'd be good in the coffee. You feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Are you?
Like, can you see I'm a little flushed? I feel
Oh
my...
God!
That's
You get a
the thing.
lift?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Well,
Just
it's the
drink more
speed
water.
work.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
It's fives. It's like you're doing 4 sets of 5.
I could do that. It's fine.
Yeah, you're like, hey, that's fine.
What percent?
25%.
I could do that.
I can do that with just one chain. You know, even when it's inside, it should still be sitting on there. It's the axle bar. It should still be there. You should be good.
I could do that.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna cut it off, and maybe you can go do that now.
That sounds good. Maybe I could go do that. Maybe I'll drink some more water.
Maybe you can
first.
drink some water,
Maybe eat a little bit of carbs.
eat a little bit of food, and then go do that. That might be perfect.
That sounds good. But thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.